The Stafford Speedway weekly highlights are presented by Pioneer Cannabis Co. 13 limited late models for 20 laps. Green is out. Jay Clement leads the field, and it's going to be Damian Pilardi getting the jump into turn one. He'll take the early lead into the corner.
Oh, Pilardi out of shape in turn two. He hangs on to it, kind of stacks everybody up behind him. Alex Fern goes 4 wide for position 3. Up the back straightaway as the 95 of Jay Clement had a tough exit off of turn 2.
And he'll clear the 12 going to turn 1 for now.
And that is the battle for third. Clement in third, now out of shape. And here is Fern into Clement. And that'll collect Rich Hammond, the point leader, on the back straightaway.
He got the wall good off of turn 2, and there's a lot of sparks coming out of that 28 car after such a miserable stretch during the summer that forced him to a backup car. Damian Pilardi's going to get a second win of the season in a second car. Damian Pilardi takes the limited late model feature. Braden Aitken, Sean Risley, Tyler Trott, and Burt Willett round out the 21-car field as we're underway in the street stocks, and Adrian Paradis III wasted no time, goes from third to first. The 55 has improved a lot this season. His first time in the street stocks here at Stafford, he's showing the improvement on track. Trouble right in front of the leaders. The 91 of Johnson goes around, and the leaders had to take evasive action to get past that car. Hyder not going to be in contention for this one. Paradis drives it in deep in the 3. Downey trying to reel him in. It's not going to be enough. Win number 2 in 2022 for Adrian Paradis III. 36 cars, 20 laps. The SK Light Modifieds are underway. Norm Sears, Ron Mitford Jr. lead the field to the green flag.
Mitford in the outside lane. Sears gets the jump on the bottom as the entire field is stacked up side by side, and they're rows of 2. Nobody stepping out of line. Cassandra Cole trying to keep that third spot from Tyler Berry, her teammate, to her right elbow as they come off of turn number 4.
We got a spin in turn 1. That's Brett Casey, but he keeps on moving. Third on back. They are stacked up.
Stacked.
Oh, got one around in turn 1. It's George Bissett Jr., I think, in the 39 car.
Yep, is to the outside wall. That is George Bissett Jr. running 10th at the time of the incident. Tyler Berry leads the field back to turn number 1 from the outside lane in car 18, but Mitford looking to battle back on the bottom. Derek Debb is part of that pack of traffic, as is Amanda West, Chris Matthews. They all stack up from third on back in turn number 3.
Oh, Amanda West gets sideways in turn 4, spins it in the grass. They pile up behind. Chris Bagnall and Haley DeZonia up against the turn 3 guardrail. But Amanda West, coming in 4th in the points, just 20 behind the leaders, goes around to bring out the yellow.
And it could be a new race leader by the time they come off turn 4.
Oh, trouble. Derek Debbis goes around. They pile up hard into turn 3. One car on top of the guardrail as about 9, 10, 11 of them end up against the guardrail, and Amanda West is one of them.
Megan Fuller, Cassandra Cole, it looks like, who's that red and white car?
That's Jason Chapman up against the guardrail.
Jason Chapman's in the air.
Matthews had a great run off of turn 2. Took a peek to the inside of Barry. He's going to try it. Behind him, Mitford goes around, slides back up the track, and collects Tyler Chapman and Tyler Alkis. Matt Scapini's also involved, and that'll bring out the caution as Tyler Chapman, coming in as the point leader, got a piece of that incident.
Into turn number 3. Checkered flags are in the wind. Tyler Berry comes off of turn number 4 for the first time this season, picks up the SK Light Modified feature win.
And they're off. 18 cars, 50 laps, the biggest late model event of the year. And it's Paul LaRue going to turn 1 with the lead. Wayne Corey Jr. looking to follow the 82 and take second away from Breccia. And the 10 car is there underneath the 82.
Corey to the inside, looking to become the second different leader of the event here in the first 4 laps. Paul LaRue battling back to the outside lane. Michael Ray in 3rd, Gamba Corda in 4th, and Tom Fern rounding out the top 5. As they hit the stripe, new leader, Corey goes to the point.
4 laps out of 50 completed, and here's Michael Ray to the inside of Paul LaRue for second spot, and the 10 gets sideways off of turn number 2, hangs on to it, but loses a ton of spots. Michael Ray out in front.
Paul LaRue also backsliding just a bit as further up a challenge for the lead. Here's Gamba Corda with the run off of turn number 4. On Michael Ray, looking to become another different leader. He'd be leader number 4 if he can lead back to the stripe. Kevin Gamba Corda goes to the point. Tom Fern to second.
Back into turn 2. Fern rolls the center real good. He might clear the 23 off the corner. Not quite. The 23 still sticks his nose in there. They're 3 wide behind him. Adam Gray underneath 2 cars. Michael Ray and Wayne Corey Jr. He's trying to go from 7th to 4th.
3 cars under a blanket further up for the lead. Tom Fern at the stripe will lead that lap, but not by much, over Kevin Gambacorta in 2nd. Michael Bennett in 3rd. Here comes Adam Gray to join the fun at the front of the field. Wants to make it a 4-way race for the lead.
Gray is right on the back bumper of Bennett. A little shot, and Bennett goes around right in front of the field. Michael Ray barely misses the 19. Tom Butler Jr. hangs on. Daryl Keene spins out in turn 4.
Our past episodes of the Bottom Shot podcast. 9 to go off turn 4. And
oh, look out! Tom
hit.
Butler. Driver's side into the concrete. John Blake gets clipped in the right rear, and it looks like that flattened his tire.
3 car lengths between the top 2 off of turn number 4. Checkered flag is in the win, and Tom Fern will win the Paradiso Insurance 50 for the late models, and Ronnie Williams in the 50. The scheduled 24 starters as we go under the green flag for 40 laps in the SK Modified feature.
Noah Corner on the outside gets a good jump off of 2 and clears Mike Christopher Jr. 4th away from Troy Talman. Oh, turn 4, Flannery hammers the wall, gets clobbered by Montesanto, who got major air, and Tyler Hines goes around as well. That was a big hit for Flannery, and the rear end of that car is almost completely ripped off. Chris Jones also involved in the 36 as he comes in the frame. They are all stacked up from the front back to about 15th, and they're still side by side for the lead. DiMatteo's, got trouble, turn 1. Brian Narducci goes around. Ronnie Williams goes around. Tyler Leary gets collected. Tyler Hines as well. Michael Jarvis Jr. up against the guardrail. And Chris Jones again gets involved in this one.
And the green is out. We're back underway, and it's DiMatteo that gets the jump in the outside lane. It's a route by a half a car as they go back to turn 1. 4th time by. They are side by side.
This is fantastic racing in the Premier Division that ends with a route back in front, but DiMatteo sends it. What a move by the 11. Back to the inside of a route. They're still side by side for the lead. This time they've switched lanes. DiMatteo back out in front for now.
And there's still 13 laps to go when they hit the stripe. DiMatteo, a route, corner. All part of the battle, as is Todd Owen. Off of turn number 4, Keith Rocco, Aruke goes around.
David Aruke got hit in the left rear by Corner, hangs on to it, and we stay green. Corner might need a couple more laps, but he's not going to have enough time. Checkered flag is out. Career win number 3 in the SK Modifieds for Corey DiMatteo.